is using our number work, so our significant figures and percentage error. So the first question, or the first part of the question, tells us that we have this equation where p is equal to x minus the square root of y over z. And we're given the exact values of x, y, and z, and we need to calculate p. So to show what we're doing, we could just write this down. So p is equal to x, which is 1.775, minus the square root of y, which is 1.44, all divided by z, which is 48. And we're just going to type that into our calculator. So we have 1.7, let's just clear that, 1.775 minus, and then I'm going to use the fraction button. So the fraction is the green one and the one next to it. And I have the square root, so this one here, 1.44 all over 48. And I can see there that my answer is 1.75, so p is equal to 1.75. And there's 2 marks there. One is for the answer and one is for the method. And the next question says that they're writing the values of x, y, and z to one significant figure. So to one significant figure, the x value is just going to be 2. So one significant figure, that's my first one. The 7 rounds up and it's just 2. Then for y, I have 1.44, so this is my first significant figure, and I cut it off here, and that is just going to be 1. So the 4 does not round it up. And then for the z, one significant figure is the tens, and it's 40, but the 8 rounds that up, and therefore it's going to be 50. So to one significant figure, z is equal to 50. And then for the second part, I now need to find the estimate of p. So using those new values, p is equal to 2 minus the square root of 1 all divided by 50. And I can work out what that is. So 2 minus the fraction button and then the square root button, 1 over 50. And we can see there it's 99 over 50. And that's fine because that's an exact value, but it might also be good to write that as a decimal. So we can go to math, change to decimal, and it's 1.98. So we can see there we have 1.998 as our estimation. So for this question, there is 1 for the first part for knowing what these values are, and there is a second one for the answer part here. So unfortunately, it does mean if you got one of the x, y, or z wrong, it then impacts both of those marks. So for part C, you're then finding the percentage error in the estimation compared to the real value. So if you look in your formula book, the error is equal to the approximate value minus the exact value, all divided by the exact value, and that's times by 100. So if I substitute in the values that I've got, we know that the approximate value is equal to 1.98, and that the real value, the exact value, is 1.75, which was the first part of the question. So just keeping in mind that. So I have 1.98 minus 1.75, all divided by 1.75, and times by 100. So if I go to my calculator, I can now work this out. 1.98 minus 1.75. I want to divide that full answer by 1.75 and then times it by 100. And I can see there that I have 13.1% as my error. So for this question, it was 2 marks. One of them is for the correct use of the formula, so for substituting incorrectly, and one of them is for the answer.